Okay, now we got our new bearings and our new super shims. Looks like it's good for a couple different vehicles. And what we're looking for is the 8.5 10 bolt. So they did send us the right one. And looks like they even zip tied all these together. The axle even came with a Spicer U-joint, even though it came from eBay as a used axle, but I wanted to make sure that the axles fit the carrier, because again, if anybody's been watching the videos from before, I went from a 28 spline to this 30 spline, and yes, they do fit. They're clean, they're painted, still got to put the U-joints in them, but while the paint's drying, because I painted them, so while the paint's drying, we just put on our bearings, and we're looking for about 25 thou. So we're going to get a mess of 25 thou on each side, because I measured the old ones before. So now we got a reference point. So we're going to go through the fun process of finding the thickest without using a bunch of thin ones. So here we go. Just everything off the carrier, the cleanest we can get right now. We don't want to try to put it together with any dirt or anything, so I'm going to give it a quick with some brake clean. If you care about the paint on your springs or paint on anything, don't use brake cleaner on it. What we're going to do is we're going to leave, like I was trying to explain, it's a little easier to see here, but you got the pinion in the middle and you got the ring gear on the left hand side. So we want more away from the pinion, right? We don't want to be too far in to the ring gear. So for safety reasons for now, so we don't damage anything, you know, if this is for setting up, if you have no idea one side or the other, all right? So again, you got the pinion, you're going to want to set up away from the pinion farther just to be safe. So we're going to use a little thicker shims. Should be about 25 thou on each side, but for starters, we'll do like 28, and then, you know, a little less on the side just to make sure that we're far enough away. Okay. Oh, and this time we got a floor mat down in case she wants to go on another vacation. So let's hurry up and just do this. Get it done. So I actually got 222 thou on this side, and this is 222 thou as well. So I'm gonna get another shim. I want it to go away from the pinion. Like I said, it should be 225, but we're at 222 just to make sure she's gonna be far enough over. Because I may have mixed up the shims when they came out. Who knows? So this is 6 thou. So this actually might be perfect. So we're looking about 225 at least. Hey, we're about 230. I don't know if we can even fit this in here, but I want to find a smaller shim here, so I'll be back. So we got 225 thou. Usually you can't sneak it in here next to it. Oh. Alright, so since this actually did go in, I know I got too much gap on this side. So try to get these shims out of the left side. Let's see, what do we have in here? Where are we at? There we go. Whoop. So we got 222. So we need like 3 thou. So I'm gonna dig through and see what I can come up with again. As I was putting these in, they say a place that I've talked to. We won't go into exact names, but they say it doesn't matter if the thin shims one way or the other. But if you get the super shims, I mean, look, I just set that in there and obviously dinged it a little bit. So what I recommend, and probably a lot of people already know this, but for those who don't, put the thin ones on the inside and put your thicker one on the outside. And it doesn't matter this side or this side towards the diff, they say, but I would put the thinner ones on the inside so that way they're protected from that. So let's try to drop these in here. Oh, I didn't even measure or show. But anyway, I got these ones to 225 thou as well. Come on now. Alright, let's do this again. So I'm just going to go to what I thought it originally was. 225. Okay, so again, the thinner ones on the inside, and I think I'm gonna go with this thicker side towards the race. Because if you had the thinner ones on the outside and you tried to push these down like this, that's not going to be good. So I'm going to double check these ones, make sure I got the thin ones on the inside, make sure I'm as close to 225 thou as I can. Then I'll put the caps on, check the pattern, and then we might have to shift one way or the other. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, I got the right side off. And I had the thin ones on the outside, which is probably not preferred. So we're at 225 on the right side as well, and I got to looking at what I wrote down, and I'm looking at 220 and 225. So I got a lot of backlash, so I'm gonna head towards the pinion. Like I said, I wanted to be out just to make sure. So we're gonna try 220 on that side and throw the other 5 on this side. So we're trying to work back slowly but surely towards the pinion. So one of my numbers were 220. And it's like a 222. I could probably force it and get that 2 out of there, but I'm not going to just ram it down. So it's probably 220. So we're going to put the 220 on this side. We got 225 on that, and we'll see how much play we got and go from there. So again, I got the super shims, and I required thick one thin one. But again, the thin one in between, sandwich them. So when you put these in there, and again, I like this thicker edge towards the bearing race. But see how easy that dropped in? We're definitely gonna need more over on this side. And that's why you don't really see a whole lot of videos of this, because it's, you know, trial and error. But that's why you make sure to keep your shims. All right, so we got, should be about 225. 225. So we'll go, see if we can get about 230. So I'll be back. That was luck, I guess. First one. All right, 230. Let's see how this fits in here. So we got the thin 2 on the inside. That's nice and tight. You want a little bit of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to want a little bit of backlash, but I didn't take the pinion out, so that's not going to change. So we don't have to worry about messing with that. So I'm going to look for some paint and mark these teeth after I get the caps torqued down. And then I'll be back. So I didn't like the slop in there. So now we were at 230 and there was still a little bit of slop I didn't really like, so we're almost 240 now. We'll see if we can even fit this in here. I mean, it should be snug. You should be able to just drop them in. And you shouldn't have to pound them in. But that seems a lot better. Alright, that's what I'm going to run there. So I'm going to get these caps on and I'm going to torque it down. Alright, I'm going to have to hurry up on this now. I already got these marked. I've had them obviously marked since before we started. I like to do it in two places, you know, because one is none and two is one. So we got our left side. Let's do left, 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 left. And I already cleaned all these, obviously, when I was off camera. So again, to show right, 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 right. I'm gonna check the book and see what the book says about our torculator numbers that we're gonna have to set the torculator to. So, all right, I will be back. I'm gonna charge this phone too. I got the book, but paperwork was right here from the Auburn gear that I had. So it's looking like carrier cap bolts. We gotta find out if we got 7/16 or 1/2 inch. You could try a socket on there. I'm pretty sure we got probably the 7/16. We'll find out here with a handy little tool. We'll get one of these out, or a gauge, I should say. So we're looking for 1/2 inch or 5/8. No, 7/16 or 1/2 inch. So we got 7/16. So we're looking at 60 to 65 foot-pounds of torque. Alright, now got our torculator at 65. Got it locked down. But we gotta run these in a little farther. So I'm gonna get my impact. Brrr, no. Don't do that. And we'll do an extension. we're trying to run them in real quick. I'm not even going to really use the ratchet. I'm just kind of using it to hold it. So when I go to torque these, don't use an extension because you lose a little bit of your torque, obviously. So try not to torque anything with the extension, and if you do, you might want to run it a little high. Speaking of a little high, and I'm running on the high end, I'm going to torque these at 65 rather than 60. So here's our first one. So we didn't hit it just yet, but that's okay. We'll go to this next one. Ooh, see, we got just enough room. A little more ooga dooga. Okay, there's one. Ooh, man, that was close. Look at that. Now this other side. All right. So now we'll check our pattern. So time for a little bit of Bob Ross's favorite part. Late Bob Ross. God rest the man's soul. And paint us a happy little tree. Give him a friend. Never want him to go without a friend, right? So we'll do 3. And why not? We'll do 4. So you want to get both sides of the teeth, obviously. Coast side and drive side. So I had to steal this from my other one we've got to do here. I must have threw out the old paste. It's nice they got them in these little bottles like this instead of the little packages. So we got plenty, nice and thick. Some guys like to put a little bit of gear lube on there. So I'm going to actually do that just a little bit. I have one that's open here. This is actually 85 140, but shh, don't tell anybody. It's not what I'm supposed to be using, but I'm actually going to dump a bunch here and there. Not too much, because again, it's not the right kind. We're just wanting something. So we can put our paperwork away until next time. So I like to use a little bit of drag as I run it in. We'll come back. So we're definitely not quite centered. Looks like we need to go a little bit deeper. So it looks like we're on, not quite, man, we're so close. So we'll have to, one of these hairs are caught in there, cheap brush. So I'm gonna paint this in a little better. And run it again. See, there's some down here. We'll spread some down here too, since we're Got it over there ready. But I'm pretty sure we need to go closer to the pinion. So there's a bunch on all the teeth because I've checked and double checked. And you can see the drive side is running, I mean, as dead center as you can get. But I'm gonna get myself out of the way. Now the coast side is pretty centered too, but the drive side is obviously more important. Sometimes one will go one way and the other will start to work the other way. You can see my pattern is a little more, I'm a little deep with the pinion. You know, it's in a little too far, but I'm not going to change it because that is where I set it up last time. And I remembered I was here and there and here and there, so to split the difference, you can see I'm a little bit in far on the coast side, but the drive side is spot on, dead center. So we're not too deep because I did set it up with it towards the pinion a little bit more, thinking I could get rid of some of the backlash, which there's just what there should be, 6 to 12 thou. I think that's what it was set up at. But anywho, I couldn't move it when I shifted it over 6 thou that way. It really didn't. It was just too tight, and that's what I was afraid of. But like I said, we're right where we should be. So I'll put the new axles in, and we'll be in like Flynn or Flint, whatever. I cleaned up the bolts. Got the gears in there. I got this cover just sitting on there, but I cleaned up the bolts, put them back in, and gave them a quick little, you know, and after I did those, so I did black. I got black on here. I don't know what color. I don't know if I'm gonna go with the blue or black. Whatever. I think I'm gonna go with my other cover over here, though, the one that I did have on it. You can see, where was it? Right here on the bottom. The gasket's still on here. You can see a little dingy ding. But anyway, I'm gonna put some silicone on there. I think I'm gonna run that. I mean, it's got a little rocks, you know, I'm actually using it. But that's kind of cool. So I think we'll use this. So tomorrow, after that paint's all dry, I'm gonna put a little bit of silicone on here, and then hand tighten it. Let it sit and set up, and tighten it, torque it, you know. But a lot of guys will put it on there, tighten it up, and just squeeze it all out. I don't know what the point of that is. So put it on hand tight. That way there's a little bit still in there. So when you torque it, you know, don't you know. So, all right, well, we're gonna call her tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow.